that Jake behaves, most of these Israelites they ain't even looking forward to the end. They think that the truth is something just for them to be a part of. They can wear fringes, neat robes, a damn fashion show to big themselves up to make cash out money. We in the truth, the Lord brought us into the truth to prepare for the coming of his son. Fashion show to big themselves up to make cash out money. They think that the truth is something just for them to be a part of. They can wear fringes, neat robes, a damn fashion show to big themselves up to make cash out money.
Before I get this lesson started, let me give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakodash, and double honors to the elders and the apostles, the great millstone, of whom I learned this truth from, and a shalom to all the brothers, elect brothers, hopefully elect brothers out there taking this truth, this 100% truth, the new song, to the four corners of the earth, bidding the other elect brothers from Israel, sisters in Israel, to the marriage supper of the Lamb. This is your brother Vadal with a short lesson on the heritage. The doctrine is our race. Our race, our national expression is the understanding of this wisdom, knowledge, and truth, which is the new song mentioned in Psalms 144, and I believe it's also mentioned in the Song of Moses. It's the understanding of the truth. You heard the elder. This is the brother elder Menat Zatba from the South Carolina camp. I've learned so much from this man. Let me play just this little. This is a whole lesson. He's doing like he always does. He's going in. He's skillfully playing on the harp. This one little line that he says is the reason why I'm doing this short lesson. I'm going to play it again. Listen to what he says.
We in the truth. The Lord brought us into the truth to prepare for the coming of his son. But like we read in the scriptures, this is not the end. The end of the world is not the end for us. It's the end for these people. It's not the end for us. For the elect of the Israelites, God brought us into the truth. They think that the truth is created. Lots of people say that. You don't think that this is, and we can see by the way that Jake behaves, most of these Israelites they ain't even looking forward to the end. They think that the truth is something just for them to be a part of. They can wear fringes, neat robes, a damn fashion show to big themselves up to make cash out money. We in the truth. The Lord brought us into the truth to prepare for the coming of his son.
And being a Hebrew Israelite is not just saying that. I'm a Hebrew Israelite and I wear fringes on my shirts, and then that's it. You never learn the name of your father. You never learn the name of your elder, your most beloved elder brother, Redeemer and King, Yahweh. You never learn their names. See, this truth, part of the punishment of us, and we're learning this, and we're going to get those precepts. Part of our punishment wasn't just captivity. It was captivity with the erasing of our data. We had a factory phone reset, you guys. The punishment of our adulteries led us to the four corners of the earth in slavery to the heathen nation, mainly the wicked Esau, Edom. And in that process, because prophecy said we would discontinue from our heritage, I'm going to get that precept. We would discontinue from our heritage. All right? So, this is Jeremiah, okay? This is Jeremiah. 17 verse 4. And thou, even thyself, shalt discontinue from thine heritage that I gave you. Who gave it to us? Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai gave us our heritage. And what is our heritage? It's the laws, it's the statutes, it's the commandments, it's the prophecies. It's the Psalms that are prophecies. It's the whole way of life that we express how we are as a nation, as a race of people on the earth that is separated from the other 17 nations. Because the Most High put his information into us. It's just like a cell phone, you guys. If you see a cell phone, you might like the model, but all the apps, all the call history, all of the personal stuff that is specific to the individual who owns that phone is what makes that phone specifically unique from the next phone. And if you factory reset that phone, what do you think the person is going to be most upset about? The phone either being in your possession or you destroying the specific information that that person had inside of that phone, which makes that phone usable for that person. Because everybody has a different lifestyle. Everybody has a different type of job. Everybody has different relationships. Everybody has different interests. Everybody has different needs, right? So what did the Most High do with the Israelites? He put specific, personal, pertinent information into the Hebrew Israelites that he did not put in other nations. And that information, that data, that doctrine, that new song, that information is what we are as a race. The doctrine is what makes us Israelites. More than just us being seed line. Because you see the 2/3 Israelites and they have their data erased. How do they act? They're seed line Israelites. They're the most highest upgraded iPhone with all of the specific apps and information that was specifically put in by this, this majestic king, erase. What good is it? What good is that phone? What good is that temple? What good is that body if it doesn't have the information, if it doesn't have the spirit of wisdom, knowledge, understanding of what the Most High put in us from the beginning and what he's putting into us now, according to prophecy? And thou, even thyself, shalt discontinue from thine heritage that I gave thee. You will discontinue from the data, from the wisdom I gave you, and I will cause thee to serve thine enemies in the land which thou knowest not, for ye have kindled a fire in my anger, which shall burn forever. So it's not a good thing not to know who you are. We have to learn this 100% truth. And it's so crazy. I understand it in the beginning. I can understand, an Israelite saying, nobody has 100% truth in the beginning of them waking up. Because why? We've never seen an example of the other races. We don't understand how powerful an awakened Hebrew Israelite man is when he's operating in his fullness on the earth, because Esau has never been able to display that within himself. And so we hold Esau and his system on such a high regard. And what do you see in Esau's system? You see a bunch of half-truths. Nobody knows 100% of anything. Everybody knows a piece of something. But nobody is complete in their understanding. And why? Because Esau's in rulership, but you don't understand that in the beginning of you being awoke. And you don't understand that when you're not awoke. You think that this is how things are supposed to be. Because Esau boasts in his pride of how intelligent he is. And there's some things he pulls off that are impressive on the left-hand side in his left-handed wisdom. But it's completely flawed, you guys. It's missing right-handed perfection. But you don't understand the difference between the right hand and the left hand when you're not awake. Look at these precepts. This is Isaiah 3. For behold, the Lord of the hosts, doth take away from Jerusalem. This is what we went through, you guys. Look at this. And this is what we're coming back into. For behold, the Lord, Yahweh of hosts, doth take away from Jerusalem and from Judah. That's the northern and the southern kingdom. That's your so-called Latinos, Native Americans, and your so-called Negroes or blacks, right? He takes away the staff, the whole stay of bread, and the stay of water. That's your resources, right? And the mighty man, and the man of war, and the judge, and the prophet, and the prudent, and the ancient, the captain of 50, and the honorable man, and the counselor, and the cunning artificer, and the eloquent orator. And I will give children to be thy princes, and babes shall rule over them. This was the punishment. We lost all of the men. What are men to a nation? They're a foundation, they are a wall, and they are a roof or a covering. And that's where all of your wisdom and your skill flows from. It flows from the men into the women, not from the fucking women into the men. That's not how this works. We're not supposed to be led by women like you see today. Women, female judges, female police officers, women in all these high places of business, where they're so proud because of their education, they can't even submit to a man. They don't even know how to be the way a man is when a man has all of these accolades because it's out of order. This is what happened to us. There is more to being a Hebrew Israelite than just being a so-called melanated black person or Latino person with fringes on your t-shirts, man. It goes way beyond that. If we go into Ezekiel, and I heard what I'm about to explain, what I'm going to attempt to explain.
God brought us into the truth to prepare for the coming of his son.
Not the Zakba breaking down Ezekiel 37. Look at Ezekiel 37, and this is where we are at. Ezekiel 37. Look at this, man. The Valley of Dry Bones, and we know the valley is talking about Babylon. It's talking about the four corners of the earth, but mainly Mystery Babylon, because Psalms 23, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, that is specifically talking about Mystery Babylon. So it links that. So you see the Most High telling Ezekiel to prophesy over the dead bones. The dead bones, we have come to learn now, it's talking about the house of Israel, the house of Jacob, the 12 tribes. And dead, the dry bones, is not us literally physically being dead. It's us spiritually being dead, not having any comprehension or understanding of who we are, because all of our doctrine, all of our data has been erased. And that's what makes you living before the Most High, is understanding his laws, statutes, and commandments. That's what makes you relatable to him. That's what makes you usable to him. That's what makes you family to him, is his wisdom, knowledge, and understanding flowing in and out of you, and you operating in his wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. And so we're going to see the anatomy of the nation, of the temple of the Holy Spirit being reconstructed after it was destroyed, after they went through captivity, after they discontinued from their heritage. You see Ezekiel 37. I'm just going to read it. The hand of Yahweh was upon me and carried me out into the spirit of Yahweh and set me down in the midst of a valley which was full of bones, and caused me to pass by them round about. And behold, there were very many in the open valley, and lo, they were very dry. We were completely destroyed. And he said unto me, Son of man, can these bones live? And I answered, O Lord God, O Lord Yahweh, thou knowest. Again he said unto me, Prophesy unto these bones, and say unto them, O ye dry bones, hear the word of Yahweh. So he has to send his word. He has to send his son. He has to send his wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, because that is how we live. We live by the word of the Most High, because we are holy. We are separate from the other nations. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh unto these bones, Behold, I will cause breath, spirit. I will cause wisdom, knowledge, and understanding to enter into you. And as a result, ye shall live by the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. And I will lay sinews upon you, and I will bring up flesh upon you. What are sinews? Sinews are the material, like tendon-like material. They're like the movable, tough flesh that sticks the muscle to the bones. It's the tendon-like flesh that's different than bone and different than muscle tissue, that glues the muscle tissues to the bone, right? And then within the bones, all of the tendons, the veins, and all of the guts are housed inside of your rib cage. There's a system to our bodies, just like there's a system to the temple. And so I will lay sinews upon you, and I will bring up flesh upon you, and cover you with skin, and put breath in you, and ye shall live, and ye shall know that I am Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai. Verse 6 is involving all of the necessary components of doctrine, wisdom, teaching, understanding, necessary, so that when you get the breath, you can then what? You can teach, prophesy to the winds, you can prophesy to the nations, and you can teach to the Hebrew Israelites that don't know this correct comprehension of what the fullness of the doctrine is, that is what our nationality is. Our race, our nationality is literally the doctrine. Without the doctrine, you have no nationality, you guys. Because you can see what's going on in America. Look at hip-hop. Look at all of the so-called blacks, Latinos. Look at Catholicism. Look at all of our people that don't have the understanding of who they are. And what the fuck are they doing, man? This understanding, this perfect understanding, which is available by prophecy, by the Spirit, because the Most High said, just like he took it from us, he's going to give it back to us. I'll pull up that precept when Nebuchadnezzar lost his understanding and was giving it back. So to all these fucking Israelites that are saying that we don't know the name, that's bullshit. You're saying the Most High can't give us his name back? That doesn't make any sense. Is he not sovereign? Does he not control everything that takes place in the earth? And you're saying he can't control whether or not one of his sons knows his name again? That doesn't make any sense. And I will lay sinews upon you, and I will bring up flesh upon you, and cover you with skin, and put breath in you, and ye shall live, and ye shall know that I am Yahweh. So I prophesied. And prophecy is linked to our resurrection, as well as the testimony of Yahushai. And this is why you have to know his name, because his name and his gospel is linked to prophecy. So I prophesied as I was commanded, and as I prophesied, there was a noise, and behold, a shaking, and the bones came together, bone to his bone. And that's what you guys see happening. That's what we see happening all over, but they're stuck right here. They don't continue into the 100% doctrine, and so all these other levels of construction don't take place within inside of them. So you have these Yah Israelites, or these Israelites that are just focused on just only having fringes on their outfit, and that's it. They don't even know Yahushai's name. They don't know prophecy. They don't understand the mark of the beast. They don't understand who Esau is. And all of that comprehension, all of that understanding is found within the 100% doctrine, which is all of this construction you see taking place here in Ezekiel concerning the nation, the bodies, the spirit, souls, and the temple. We are the temple too of the Israelites. Verse 8, and when I beheld, lo, the sinews and the flesh came upon them, and the skin covered them above, but there was no breath in them. So now we're going to get all the understanding to all this deep stuff that's coming back, all this construction, all this reconstruction, this rebuilding that's taking place. Verse 9, then he said unto me, prophesy unto the wind. Prophesy, son of man, and say to the wind, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, come from the four winds, O breath, and breathe upon these slain, that they may live. So I prophesied as he commanded me, and the breath came into them, and they lived and stood upon their feet, an exceeding and great army. Let's get King Nebuchadnezzar, and then we're going to go into Baruch. Let me see, let me see, is it Daniel? It's Daniel, the Watchers, let me see. The Watchers take away, I'm paraphrasing, take away the king's wisdom. Let me see if that would just... Nope. Okay, bam, there it is. And this matter is the tree of the watchers, and the demand by the word of the holy ones, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men, and he giveth it to whomsoever he will, and setteth up even the basest of men. And how does he do this? Because he'll take a base man, and he will give that base man left-handed wisdom, so that that base man can rule, and then he will remove that base man's left-handed wisdom. I will take away the wise men of Teman. Behold, all the wise men of Edom are destroyed, or I'll take away. And then he'll bring them down, and he'll give back the wisdom that he gave back to the Israelites, so that the Israelites can rule with Yahushua. It's a system you see all throughout prophecy. Let me pull this up, and just bear with me. I'm trying to look. At the last Daniel came before me, whose name was Bel, and it's, oh, Master, I know that the Spirit, okay, I saw the vision, the head upon it, behold, a watcher, and he cried aloud and said, shoot, okay, this is exactly what it is. And this is also proving that men are like unto the trees. So the dream that King Nebuchadnezzar saw by the watcher said this, he cried aloud and said thus, hew down the tree, talking about King Nebuchadnezzar getting cut down, and cut off his branches, shake off his leaves, and scatter his fruit. Let the beasts get away from under it, and the fowls from the branches. That's talking about the other nations. Nevertheless, leave the stump of his roots in the earth, with even with the band of iron and brass, in the tender grass of the field, and let it be wet with the dew of heaven, and let his portion be with the beasts in the grass of the earth. Let his heart, talking about his mind, this is his understanding. He was given a portion of understanding on the left-hand side to be the head of gold, Babylon, to rule in the earth. Okay, and now he's going to get his wisdom taken away from him for 7 years. Short of a long time in human years, short time in comparison to the span of history with humanity on the earth. But this is giving you a peek on what the Most High has done with Esau and the Israelites here in America. Let the heart be changed from man's, and let a beast's heart be given unto him, and let 7 years pass over him. This matter is by the decree of the watchers, and the demand by the word of the holy ones, to the intent. What's the intent? That the living, the rest of us, may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men, and he giveth it to whomsoever he will, and setteth up over it the basis of men. And right now, what this lesson is about is the fullness of the understanding of the doctrine, which is wisdom, which involves our hearts, our lives, our minds, learning to what? We're being taught the doctrine. We're being restored into the doctrine, the fullness of the wisdom of Yahweh B'Hashem Yahweh Shai, to what? To rule when he brings down this last king in this system of wicked kings, who is Esau Edom. And Esau Edom is basically at the beginning stages of what we see King Nebuchadnezzar going through here in Daniel 4. The Most High is taking away Esau's left-handed wisdom and basically devolving him back to the beast man that he is before he put him in rulership. At the same time, he is taking the elect men of Israel and restoring their brightness through this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, this new song, this 100% truth, to reestablish us under his son Yahweh Shai in rulership. You're going to see it all right here in this next couple of verses. Verse 18, this dream I, King Nebuchadnezzar, have seen. Now thou, O Belteshazzar, declare the interpretation thereof, for as much as all the wise men of my kingdom are not able to make known unto me the interpretation, proving that the Most High will speak to a pagan or to a wicked king, but the only man, the only type of man on the earth that can interpret what is being spoken by the Most High is a Hebrew Israelite elect man. Now thou, O Belteshazzar, declare the interpretation thereof, for as much as all the wise men, and we also see this with Joseph, with Pharaoh, so it's established. Now therefore, O Belteshazzar, declare the interpretation thereof, for as much as all the wise men of my kingdom are not able to make known unto me the interpretation, but thou art able, for the spirit of the holy gods is in thee, the spirit of Yahweh is in him. Then Daniel, whose name was Belteshazzar, was astonished for 1 hour, and his thoughts troubled him. The king spake and said, Belteshazzar, let not the dream or the interpretation thereof trouble thee. Belteshazzar answered and said, My lord, the dream be to them that hate thee, and the interpretation thereof to thine enemies. The tree that thou sawest, which grew, and was strong, whose height reached unto the heaven, and the sight thereof to the earth, whose leaves are fair, and the fruit thereof much, and in it was meat for all, under which the beasts of the field dwelt, and upon whose... And so it's not talking about animals. It's talking about the other nations. And why are they likened to the beasts? Because they don't have any wisdom. Because when you don't have the law, statutes, commandments in your spirit, in your mind, in your heart, and you don't understand them, you are likened unto a beast. We learned that from King David. Under which the beasts of the field dwelt, and upon whose branches the fowls of the heaven had their habitation. It is thou, O king. Thou art grown, because King Nebuchadnezzar wasn't the king of a zoo. He wasn't fucking some damn zookeeper. He was a lord. He was the highest ranking man in the highest ruling nation on the planet Earth, with all the other nations doing business under his ruling nation. That's what this is talking about. As thou, O king, that art grown and become strong, for thy greatness is grown and reaches unto heaven, and thy dominion to the end of the earth. And whereas the king saw a watcher and a holy one coming down from the heaven, and saying, Hew down the tree, and destroy it, yet leave the stump of those roots thereof in the earth, even with a band of iron and brass, in the tender grass of the field, and let it be wet with the dew of heaven, and let his portion be with the beasts of the field till 7 times pass over him. This is the interpretation, O king, and this is the decree of the Most High, which has come upon my lord the king, that they shall drive thee from men, and thy dwelling shall be with the beasts of the field, and they shall make thee to eat grass as oxen, and they shall wet thee with the dew of heaven. Who's the they? Talking about the Alahayim. The angels. They were going to do this in their chariots. They were going to turn his mind basically into that of an animal, so that 7 years would go by and that he would not be able to rule. And notice, during the 7 years of him being in this retarded like state, no other king in his nation and no other king in another nation tried to take his rulership while he was incapacitated, proving the sovereignty of the Most High, because that never happens. When a man's not on his watch, other men want that throne. And nobody touched this man's throne while he was in this state for 7 years. And 7 times shall pass over thee, till thou know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men, and giveth it to whomsoever he will. And whereas they commanded to leave the stump of the tree roots, thy kingdom shall be sure unto thee. No one's going to touch it while you're down for 7 years. After that, thou shalt have known that the heavens do rule. And the rest of us are supposed to learn this too. Wherefore, O king, let my counsel be. So this also goes into the fact that we can't know the name of Yahweh. It's all bullshit. It doesn't line up with the sovereignty of the Most High in prophecy. He can take it away and give it right back to you. So you're telling me he took it away, but he doesn't have the power to give it back to us? Nate from IUIC is full of fucking shit, dude. Wherefore, O king, let my counsel be acceptable unto thee. Now let me fast forward. I think the next chapter. Wait. No, here it is. At the end of 12 months. Okay, verse 29. Now this is very key. At the end of 12 months, he walked in the palace of the kingdom of Babylon. Verse 30. The king spake and said, is not this great Babylon that I have built? And see, this is what Esau does. Esau takes credit for fucking everything and tells us that there is no God and that everybody else on the planet Earth is less than him, and he's the only race that is smart. This is what the white man does. The king spake and said, is not this great Babylon that I have built for the house of the kingdom by the might of my power and for the honor of my majesty? Verse 31, while the words was in the king's mouth, there fell a voice from heaven, saying, O King Nebuchadnezzar, to thee it is spoken, the kingdom is departed from thee. Verse 32, and they shall drive thee from men, and thy dwelling shall be with the beasts of the field. They shall make thee to eat grass as oxen, and 7 times, 7 years, shall pass over thee, until thou know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men, and give it to whomsoever he will. Verse 33, the same hour, it was instant, you guys. They took his intelligence from him, like all of a sudden he was stupid. The same hour was the thing fulfilled upon Nebuchadnezzar, and he was driven from men, and did eat grass as oxen, and his body was wet with the dew of heaven, till his hairs were grown like eagle's feathers, and his nails like bird claws. So he even became like beast-like. 34. And at the end of the days, I, Nebuchadnezzar, lifted up mine eyes unto heaven, and my understanding returned unto me. Ezekiel 37. This is what's happening with the elect men of Israel. The rest of you 2/3 that want to stay stuck in Yah and fucking having the fringes on the border of your shirts only, and that's it. Stay retarded. You're no different than King Nebuchadnezzar was out in the fields eating grass. You have not been restored to your full capacity, because you're stuck in 2% of the doctrine when we have to have 100% of the doctrine, because the doctrine is our nationality. Let me get back to, and all the inhabitants of the earth. Okay. And he said at the end of the days, verse 34, sorry about that, Salakia. And at the end of the days, I, Nebuchadnezzar, lifted up mine eyes unto heaven, and mine understanding returned unto me. So the Most High took it from him, And after 7 years, the Most High kept his word and gave it 100% back to him. He wasn't missing anything. He didn't forget some things. He got it all back. And the Israelites, the elect men, we are getting the full 100% truth all back. Not a piece of it. And I praised and honored him. Okay, and mine understanding returned unto me. And I blessed the Most High. And I praised and honored him that liveth forever, whose dominion is an everlasting dominion, and his kingdom is from generation to generation. Now let's jump to Baruch, and I'm going to be done. There's way more precepts. There's a trillion more precepts I can use. I'm parked on the side of the road. I was like, I need to get this done. Baruch, is it 2? 3 or 2? Let's try 3. 3 or 2, hold up. No, I'm just going to do Baruch, I will give them a heart, which means a mind, a heart to think upon my name. It's the exact same, 2:30. It's the exact same punishment and functionality. The Most High, through the Allahayim, the hosts, the chariots, the UFOs, the angels, right hand or left, He can send one of these men or a whole bunch of them, and they can turn your intelligence up and down like a radio, like a knob on a radio. They can turn you up or turn you down in an hour. It doesn't take forever. Baruch chapter 2, verse 31. And so, okay, hold up. Let's go back to 30. Okay, look at this. Baruch 2:30. It's a prophecy. Baruch used to write for Jeremiah. Okay, for I knew that they would not, talking about us, the Israelites, for I knew that they would not hear me, because it is a stiff-necked people. But in the land of their captivities, after I scatter them, after I put Esau on them, after they discontinue from their heritage, and I turn them all the way down and delete all of their data, and they don't know who the fuck they are. They think they're black and Mexican. They think they're Indian and fucking Puerto Rican. They think they're fucking Cuban and Dominican. They think they're Brazilian. They think they're Jamaican and Haitian. But in the land of their captivities, they shall remember themselves. And why? Because he is saying it's going to happen. Therefore, it's going to happen because it's prophecy. Prophecy happen. Everything that is happening on the earth is because the Most High has sanctioned it to happen. This motherfucker. Where'd you go? Verse 21 or 31, and shall know that I am the Lord their God, for I will give them an heart and ears to hear, and they shall praise me in the land of their captivity, and think upon my name, and return from their stiff neck and from their wicked deeds, for they shall remember the way of their fathers, which sinned before the Lord. What is the way? All the data, all the wisdom, all the knowledge and understanding that we were given, he's going to give it back to us. Look at this, and I'm going to be done. I got a couple more precepts. Okay, wisdom. Proverbs 4:7. Wisdom is the principal thing. Therefore, get it. And with all that getting, get understanding. Exalt her, praise him. Exalt her, and she shall promote thee. Where? To rulership. Out of captivity, you guys, she shall bring thee to honor. Where? With Yahweh. When thou dost embrace her, she shall give to thine head an ornament of grace. What's that ornament of grace? His name. Yahweh B'Hashem Yahweh, man. Some may say this is a jewel. I'd like to say it's just the name written on our foreheads. It's the mark, the Tawah. It's his name mentioned in Revelations 14. A crown of glory shall she deliver to thee. Wisdom of Solomon 7:27. And being but one, she, talking about wisdom again, can do all things. And remaining in herself, she maketh all things new. Who says he makes all things new? The Most High. So it's talking about the spirit of the wisdom that comes from the Father. And in all ages, entering into who? Holy souls. This is specific to the Israelites. She maketh them friends of the power and prophets. What does Peter say in the New Testament? 1 Peter 2:9. But ye are a chosen generation, a royal priesthood, and holy nation, a peculiar people, that ye should show forth the praises of him who had called you out of darkness into his marvelous light. And what is the light mentioned in the wisdom of Solomon? It is talking about the wisdom of the Most High. She is likened unto the light, though she is found before the light, it says. So this crap about just being a basic Israelite, that's all bullshit. That's not prophecy. Deuteronomy 7:6, and we'll be done. For thou art a holy people unto Yahweh thy power. Yahweh thy power hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself above all people that are upon the face of the earth. He has put a specific data. He has placed a specific type of wisdom, knowledge, and understanding within us, because he uses us in a way he doesn't use the other nations. He relates with us in a way he doesn't relate with the other nations. He calls us his sons and daughters. There is more to being an Israelite than just calling yourself a fucking Israelite, man. There's more.
The Lord brought us into the truth to prepare for the coming of his son. But like we read in the scriptures, this is not the end. The end of the world is not the end for us. It's the end for these people. It's not the end for us, for the elect of the Israelites. We're going on to this world going to still be here. It's going to have to be governed. It's going to have to be fixed. It's going to have to be cleansed. It's going to, laws and order is going to have to be restored to the planet. We're going to play a role in that. Lord willing, we get to be, we get to be a part of it. We're going to play a major role in that. That's what we're looking forward to. This is what we're learning about. We ain't just here. No, we're not just here. Look, I'm an Israelite. I'm an Israelite? I'm an Israelite. Stupid songs and all that. No, that ain't why we're here.
It is so much more than just being an Israelite. It is about the 100% doctrine, which is the fullness of our nationality. It's the fullness of our race, of our national expression in the earth, which results in rulership and the subjugation of the other nations. Just like the left-handed wisdom that King Nebuchadnezzar was walking in, placed all the other beasts and the fowls of the air under his tree, it's going to be the same thing when Yahweh Shai, the tree of life, comes down. And he's got the 144 elect Israelite men ruling with him. The entire planet is going to be subjugated underneath that right-handed wisdom. And this rulership will be forever. And it will span out into the universe. It's not just going to be confined to the planet. It's going to span out all across the universe, you guys. I hope this lesson was edifying. I want to give all praises and honor and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Rakakodash. And I want to give double honors to the elders and the apostles, the great millstone of whom I learned from. And a shalom to the brothers taking this truth, this heritage, this 100% truth, this nationality, this wisdom to the four corners of the earth, bidding the elect Israelites to the marriage supper of Yahweh Shai. This is your brother Radah. Shalom.